Chapter 8. The Wolf of Thalen. The air was thin and biting in the mountains of Thalen. Ancient snow clung to the cracks in the rock, and the wind howled between the crags as if the mountains themselves were breathing. The path, narrow, slick, twisted along fog-covered chasms. A single misplaced step would send anyone plummeting into the void. The group advanced cautiously, wrapped in worn cloaks that barely shielded them from the cold. Doran led the way, his axe strapped to his back, 2 daggers at his belt. Behind him, Kalor walked in silence, alert to every sound. Alden struggled to breathe, his face pale with effort. Cal brought up the rear, glancing over his shoulder from time to time, as if afraid the wind carried something more than its own echo. The path grew narrower with every step. Rock to one side, emptiness to the other. At times, the moan of the wind sounded almost human, and Alden felt something unseen following them from afar. Thalen has always been treacherous, Doran growled without turning. Rock slides, beasts, and things worse than wolves. But it's still the fastest way to Arendor, if the gods don't crush us first. Kale let out a nervous laugh. Encouraging as ever, Doran, you almost sound like an optimistic guide. The half-blood didn't answer. The tension in the air was thicker than the cold. The day dragged on until the sky turned a heavy gray. As the sun dipped behind the peaks, Doran raised a hand and stopped. "We sleep here," he said, pointing to a wide crack in the rock. "With luck, the wind won't tear us off the mountain while we rest." They lit a small fire shielded by stones. Its smoke vanished into the dark. Kyle and Alden shared hard bread. Kylor stood guard near the entrance, features set by memories he never voiced. Doran chewed salted meat, deep in thought. "Never understood why anyone would flee from Drauhan to Valdara," he said at last. "No sane folk would, unless they had a damn good reason, and we all know who rules Valdara now." Kalor lifted his gaze. "Let's say Galathor and I have unfinished business." Doran snorted, half humor, half bitterness. "Business with the king of Elendor. Charming company I keep." Alden wasn't listening. Something was wrong. A whisper in the wind. A presence. Close. He stood abruptly. "What was that?" Kyle asked, rising to his feet. Alden didn't answer. He stepped toward the entrance, where the gusts hit like a living wall. Then he saw it. A wolf. Her coat thick and silver gray, amber eyes glowing like embers. She stood on a rock, staring straight at him. Her posture was tense, threatening. Doran rose at once, drawing a dagger. Another step and he never finished. A second shadow dropped from above. A massive ridge lion, dark-furred, its long fangs curved like hooked blades, hurled itself at the wolf with a roar that made the stone tremble. The impact sent both beasts tumbling into a ring of crushed snow. The wolf rolled, barely evading the lion's jaws. The creature lunged again, powerful, unnaturally quick. "Back!" Kalor barked, grabbing Kale's arm before he could rush forward. The fight was brutal. The ridge lion slashed with claws like carving knives. The wolf dodged, retreated, sprang forward again. Her teeth found the lion's neck for an instant, but the beast flung her across the snow with a savage swipe. Alden took a step forward without realizing it. The lion leapt again. The wolf rolled aside, sprang to her feet, and in a flash of fury bit down on the monster's throat. The final roar died in a choking gurgle. Silence fell so abruptly it hurt. The wolf remained still for a few seconds, breathing hard. Blood streaked her side. The wound was deep but not deadly. Alden felt something stir in his chest. A pull, an ancient, nameless call. "Alden!" Kalor warned, voice tight. But the boy was already moving. The wolf watched him, not as an enemy, not as a human, as if she recognized him. Alden's eyes caught a faint gleam. Amber, soft, natural, and it was not his. Only the wolf noticed. He extended a hand. The animal sniffed it, exhausted, trembling, and pressed her muzzle against his fingers. Cal released the breath he'd been holding. Doran froze in place. "By the gods," the half-blood muttered. "What kind of sorcery is this?" Alden didn't answer. His voice came out barely above a sigh. "She won't harm us." The wolf lowered her head and collapsed beside him, worn out but calm. Cal couldn't help a smile. Put the dagger away, Doran. You don't want the wolf judging you. Doran snorted, though the tremor in his hands betrayed him. I fear no mutt. I'm Doran, son of Thalen, warrior of legend, and of a human my father saved from orcs in the southern mines. He cleared his throat. Dwarves call me bastard, men call me monster, but when the songs are sung, they'll remember my name. I'll be a hero to both peoples. Kyle laughed. A hero who fears wolves. Now that's a song worth singing. Even Doran allowed a grin before returning to his usual sternness. The wolf lay beside Alden, alert, breathing steadily. They ate in silence. When sleep finally claimed them, the animal remained awake, eyes fixed on the darkness, guarding them. They resumed their march at dawn. The pale blue sky lit the ridges. The wolf trotted ahead, light and sure-footed, as if she knew the path better than they did, as if she'd been waiting for them all along. In the distance between the slopes, a column of smoke rose. Riven halted his horse at the sight. We'll reach them before midday, my lord, his lieutenant reported. We've kept the pace since last night. Riven nodded. It was worth it. We have them now. A northern wind swept past, carrying a howl that echoed between the peaks. Riven looked up just in time to see a shadow shift among the ridges.